This video is not scripted whatsoever. I have my laptop here. I have some points I'm just going to share, and we're going to have a random conversation. Actually, it's going to be a story time. I am going to be telling you a story. I just parted ways with a client I have worked with for over 2 years, and it was tough. If you're a freelancer, please learn from my mistakes. It's a common thing for freelancers to fall into this trap, and that exactly is why I'm making this video. So let's just get into the gist. Okay, so story time. I started working with this client 2 years ago, and everything was going fine. In fact, this client was a dream client. You know when they say client is a dream client, like they tick all the boxes. She was polite, she was kind, she knew what she wanted, she knew how to communicate clearly. I mean, I was delivering on my task too, but she was very easygoing, no stress, and I actually enjoyed the project because it was like something I was really, really passionate about. So I was invested in her work. This was the dream client, guys. And there were times when I want to like go rogue and let's say leave a role because I was working with multiple clients at some point. So there were times when I wanted to leave a role and maybe look for something better. And this client was always my backup plan. I just knew that this one is stable. This one is sure, any day, anytime, we got our back. And I mean, we had a working relationship because I've worked with her for 2 years. So a part of me was like, I actually saw myself growing with the company. I felt I had invested a lot. So, everything was going really well. Until one fateful Monday morning, guys. She requested for a meeting, and then, we had a meeting on Zoom that day. And the next few words that came out of her mouth left me like, on that call, she told me that what we had going on would have to take a pause. I don't know if this has ever happened to you. If you're a freelancer, I feel like this must have happened once or twice. A client just comes out of the blues. Everything is going on fine. They just come out and tell you, you're going to take a pause. According to what she mentioned, it was like a business thing, like the business is trying to restructure. So you may just have to take a pause on what I'm assisting her with for now. I mean, once a client tells me for now, save yourself the heartache and just erase that and use forever, because anything could happen. They may just never get back. They may never come back. You may never work together. And I've learned to like take everything that's been said with a pinch of salt, like just to, lower your expectations so you don't get heartbroken. But when I heard that news, guys, I felt confused. I felt shocked. If you're a freelancer like myself, if this has happened to you, you will know that feeling when your backup plan is no longer your backup plan. When that stable client you always had is no longer there. That was me. If you guys can observe, it's been a while since I made a YouTube video, and I'm really sorry about that. But I have been dealing with so many things behind the scenes, and this was actually one of them. And when this happened, it came as a shock. I was devastated. I was overwhelmed. My rent was coming up. Like everything was happening all at once. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to get through this? And in that moment, I learned some harsh lessons. I I feel like some freelancers may still have to learn, but please, you don't have to learn it. You can learn from my experience, because that's exactly why I am sharing this story on this channel. Because we freelancers, we need to communicate amongst ourselves so that we know what exactly is happening. One of the mistakes I made is that I got comfortable and I stopped looking for clients. Like I stopped prospecting, I stopped reaching out to new people I could work with. Like I just stopped everything. I just felt like, okay, we are working together now. What is the need? I just have to. No. And I feel like that's a common trap we fall into. It's shocking because when that client you are actually leaning on decides to step away, guess what happens? You fall. Guess what happens? You just run into a money crisis. I mean, it's good to have savings, of course, but everything you are left high and dry. And that's a very unsettling feeling. I had to deal with all of that. And I just saw, okay, I made this mistake. which is very costly if you look at it. I shouldn't be putting my entire income, my entire dependency on one business or one person, because the day anything happens to that business, or the day that business decides to undergo a restructuring process or something of that sort, guess what happens? No income for you, no work for you. You will be forced to go back to look for new clients. So that was the mistake I made. I stopped prospecting, and that actually cost me a lot. And this leads me to the second thing this experience taught me, and I feel like a lot of freelancers need to hear this. Treat freelancing as a business. In fact, freelancing is a business. It is a full-blown business. Please. That was one realization, that it was like a light bulb moment, like, oh my God, this is actually a business, and I've been treating it like it wasn't. And I think that's where a lot of us make that mistake. Like, we treat it like we are just helping clients. No, you run a business that helps clients do XYZ. You're not just helping clients do XYZ, you run a business that helps clients do XYZ. There's a difference. A business has processes. A business thinks long term. A business is like creating systems in place that will support the business, not the one that if one client disappears, everything crumbles. You're not an employee for rent. If your system is set up like that, which mine was, trust me, you're an employee for rent. And I really hope this doesn't happen to you, but there is a high likelihood of it happening if you're set up that way, because the truth is that no clients will stay forever. Clients come and go. It's always changing, it's always evolving. So as a business, you have to keep changing, keep evolving. Now, once you start seeing freelancing as a business, another trap that one could likely fall into, which I think I actually did, is I was sentimental about decisions. At some point, I was like, oh, I've been with this client for 2 years. It felt safe. It felt familiar. Where do I know I'm going to? Like, just be loyal now. And there's nothing wrong with loyalty, right? But as a business, you always need to keep evaluating this. Is this healthy? Is this beneficial to the business? Does this help the business grow? Because you're a business. And I think there were multiple instances where it felt like, oh, maybe I should move on. But I was like, should I? Is it worth it? Maybe I should just hold on for a bit. There were just so many thoughts and emotions that I was considering at that point in time, and I wasn't thinking necessarily about the growth of the business. And this is in no way to normalize cutting clients off. I never cut any clients off. I always give clients ample time to sort out anything they have to sort out before I leave. I even help them with the whole sorting out process, with onboarding, with hiring new clients, because that is what a respectable freelancer should do for their clients. But at the same time, you always want to think about what's good for your business and how you want your business to grow. So you see sentiment, tie it in a nylon bag and put it somewhere, because in this freelancing business, trust me, you may have to take some decisions without sentiment. Else, the truth is that in all of this, I kind of felt blindsided. I felt like it just happened abruptly. I mean, I would have expected some kind of upfront communication, like, okay, this is what's happening at so time. But it just happened like that day we parted ways. And I had to ask myself, what happened? Like, why was this decision made on the spot? Was it even made on the spot, or is something she had contemplated in the past? And it brings me to my next point, which I think I see where I could have improved with this, which is check in with your clients, talk with them. Even if it's 3 months review, 1 month review, 2 months review, check in with your clients. Create a safe environment for them to tell you their concerns. Because if you don't know their concerns, they might be feeling a certain way, and they're not particularly being open and expressive about it. But by the time you've created that routine to always check in, okay, what's your priority at this point? How do you feel about the business? How do you feel about the work I'm currently handling? Is there something you need help with? Are there some adjustments you would like me to make? You see these small questions. When everything happened, I had to ask myself, okay, where did I what did I do? How did I contribute to this? Because I mean, it's very easy to point the finger to the other person, say it's you, it's you, it's you. But no, there's a place of accountability. There was a place of accountability for me. I had to sit down and ask myself, okay, how did I contribute to this process? How can I make it better for the next client I work with? Is it monthly check-ins? Is it check-ins every 3 months? These questions are actually helpful, and to help you catch, like, you will know, just by having these interactions, you will know where a client's head is at, so that you're not taking on words. You get? But even with the multiple check-ins, there's still like a bigger problem to deal with, which is, okay, if one client leaves, how do we structure this business in a way that a client leaving will not bring me to my knees, will not make me crumble and fall, and I will lose my sleep and I'll be very sad every day. That exactly is the main problem here. And after everything happened, I just told myself, I just realized that, okay, maybe I wasn't doing this thing in a way that makes sense long term, and I have to start thinking about doing it right so that it makes sense long term. And that's exactly what I started doing. I started learning, and I mean, I hope to actually share some of the things I'm learning, how I will be structuring this freelancing business on this channel. So that if you're a freelancer, this is where you hit the subscribe button and hit that like button too. And please share your experiences with me in the comments. Like, I want to know, is it just me? Has a client ever like woken up and like, you know what? Bye, see you. And how did it feel? How did you feel? How did you get through that process? I honestly want to know, because right now I'm in the middle of it, and I don't even know how I'm able to shoot this video, because I mean, I feel I wanted to just share my experience and get it off my chest, like just call my rants on this video with you guys. But let me know how it feels, how you're able to deal with it, because it's painful though. It's very painful. So that's my story time, and those are the 5 lessons I got to learn from this whole experience. See, if you're a freelancer, I want to wrap this up by saying that just you have to prioritize your business. You have to treat what you're doing as a business, because if you don't, you're gonna learn the hard way, and the hard way is not the good way. So let me know about your experiences. You can share this with a friend that's also a freelancer. Let's just chat in the comments, and until next time, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.